So I have my coffee. I'm vlogging in pyjamas. That must mean only one thing. It is Bout of Books week. Cheers. Welcome back, or if you are new here, welcome. My name is Katrina and I make bookish content here on this channel every week, and the movie reviews here at the weekend. I don't always vlog in pyjamas, but when it is a reading vlog, I absolutely do. I'm very sort of tentatively taking part in Bout of Books this week because today is going to be a reading day, and then the rest of the week I'm not sure. So we shall just see how we get on. If you have already seen my May TBR, you will have seen the books that I'm going to be choosing from this week. That's kind of basically my TBR. However, in sort of priority, today I'm going to be looking at None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell, and then I'm seeing the movie of Are You There, God, It's Me, Margaret on Wednesday, so that needs to be a priority before Wednesday. However, that is quite a short read, so that's not too bad. And then the audiobook that I want to read from Barry McFarlane comes out on Thursday. So basically I have to choose an audiobook that I want to listen to between now and Thursday, but then that will be the book on Thursday. So that's the kind of prioritization. I'm expecting to be able to at least read Are You There, God, It's Me, Margaret. After that, we shall see, because if you know anything about pre-ordering on Audible, it doesn't come in first thing at like midnight, so it's unlikely that my Audible pre-order will be there for my commute on Thursday morning, because I leave the house somewhere between 6:15 and 6:30, so that's a bit of a pain. But yeah, come along with me. Let's start reading Lisa Jewell. So just a quick update for you. I have had lunch and made an enormous cup of tea, head for size. And I am 30% of the way through None of This Is True. I'm suspicious of everyone and everything. I need to read more. There's so many questions I have, and I am loving the fact that it is a like mixed media format. There's a bit of a sort of script, a bit of podcast going on, so I'm excited to get back to it. That's why the cup of tea is enormous, because I don't want to move until I've found out some answers to my questions. But I don't feel like I'm going to get any answers. I feel like this is going to be one of those where you just need to keep reading. So we've had dinner. It's just about bedtime. I have started and finished None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell. It was the best way to spend a bank holiday Monday and take my mind off of impending stats this week. Every time I read a Lisa Jewell novel, I'm just like, how does she do this? How does she concoct this world and these characters and this plan of like everybody doing all these things that you don't expect them to do, and then you think that they've done something else, but you don't know. Even after having finished it, I'm like, but who did that? When? What? How? Who can I trust? No one. No one is the answer. Yeah, just so clever. Like, it's one of those where I want to go back and read it again. It wouldn't be the same reading it back again, but just to like try and find little like hidden nuggets of information that I didn't know were important information at the time. Although you'd think after reading Lisa Jewell novels for as many years as I have been, I would know to look for those nuggets of information. But yeah, this one comes out in July. The link will be in the description box. Highly recommend. It's just so good. And if you're looking for escapism, I escaped for an entire day with that. Obviously had to find an audiobook to listen to. Just realised when I was tracking it on Goodreads that I was listening to the wrong audiobook. So I thought I was listening to The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, because that's coming to be a Netflix series or something. So it was something that flashed up and I was like, I have that. I'll read that, listen to it. It's short and I need an audiobook before my pre-order audiobook comes on Thursday. But no, I'm listening to the life-changing magic of Not Giving a Fuck. So I'm about 70 pages into that 210 page book, according to my audio. So yeah, we'll continue to listen to that before bed. Might read some of Are You There, God, It's Me, Margaret before bed as well, because obviously I need to finish reading that before watching the film on Wednesday. So that will be my breakfast read tomorrow morning. Excited for that. But yeah, that's really funny that I thought I was reading a different book and I'm not. I will probably still need to find another audiobook to pick up before the pre-order comes, because as discussed, it won't come in time for my commute on Thursday, so it won't come until after school on Thursday. So we'll have to try and use my limited 3G that I have at school to download that. So I have not updated you yet today, but I am about to leave school and go home, so I will be listening to the actual subtle art of not giving a fuck. And this morning I did read some of Are You There, God, It's Me, Margaret. So I'll be trying to continue to read that one tomorrow, and hopefully after school tomorrow I'm not quite as tired as I am today, so that I can go and watch the film and then bring you a book versus movie video. So I just got done seeing Are You There, God, It's Me, Margaret. Literally just got back in the car. It was so good. And I cried at the end, and I was like, I've read the book 3 times now. I don't think I've ever cried at the end, but it was just like seeing it from a different point of view this time. I think it just gave it a new perspective. So yeah, book versus movie video coming your way. Like, seeing the film was great, but I mean, you can see I'm very tired, and I just could not stop yawning, and then that was making me fidget, like my leg was twitching. It's just, you know, when you're like overtired. So I'll be home soon and I can go to sleep. So I have done no reading this morning, although I continued with the theme and read yesterday morning the start of more confessions of a 40-something fuck up, and was also listening to, on the way from school and on the way to my cinema yesterday, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. Are you seeing a theme to this readathon? I think the title of this vlog will have to come with some sort of F-word disclaimer. I woke up and my phone was dead. Thankfully I woke up about 9 minutes after my alarm should have gone off anyway, but still I'm feeling unsettled by it. So then I was like, right, maybe it just didn't charge on that charger. I'll put it downstairs on a different charger. We'll try that. But yeah, apparently it was just decided that it was going to just be dead. So I did that like soft restart thing, or hard restart, whichever one it is, with the click click click, and it just came back on. It was fully charged, but like, oh my goodness, can you imagine if I hadn't? So I'm like running about 10 minutes late, which is right because I woke up 10 minutes later, but that's it. But that's why I haven't done any reading this morning. Sorry, a bird's distracting me. It's pulling worms. It's like really tugging on this one worm. It's a very long worm, but I think it's kind of biting it apart now. It's fine. You really needed to know that, didn't you? So yeah, so that's where we're at on the Thursday. No reading so far. We'll probably listen to some audiobook on the way home. That's about it. Quite tired, quite vexed by my whole phone situation. What's really going to town on that worm? It's got it in its mouth now. All good. All good. Circle of life. So I know I haven't updated you a lot this week so far, but as we knew it was going to be a busy week, so my audiobook did hit my phone at some point during the day yesterday. Definitely wasn't there for the commute. I checked, even though I was having major phone issues. I did double check, you know, once the phone got switched back on. And so I listened to some of that, not on the way home last night, because ended up speaking to a couple of people on the phone instead. Listened to a little bit of that before bed last night. So I'm now at 10% of Confessions of a 40-something fuck up. I haven't finished yet The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. And I have listened to probably the equivalent of an hour, so like just half an hour of listening time of Between Us, the audiobook. So I'm still on just 3 books finished, but I'm in the middle, well, I'm partially into 3 other books, so we shall see what gets finished. I'll pop one on in the car on the way to work today, and then maybe do some reading over the weekend. I don't know. I'm not going to be here over the weekend, so I shall see if I can film some bits in between and let you know what I'm doing. But I'm just going to go and update my Bout of Books like update thing on the computer just now, so we'll see where we're at sort of pages wise. I don't think it's going to be a very high page count. I don't think we're going to end up with a 7 in 7, but then 2 of the audiobooks and 1 of the books that I've read have been really short, so if I found another really short book here, we could like squeeze it in if I managed to finish the others. More confessions, or further, I can't remember which it is, of a 40-something fuck up. It seems to be quite long, you know, when the Kindle tells you how long it takes to read. And normally my books are like 4 to 5 hours, not 45, but 4 to 5. This one was like 7 plus. I'm like, how long is it? Because the Lisa Jewell one that I read was 400 pages as a book. You know, always check these things. But I don't know how many pages it is as a book, this one, because it seemed awfully long. Hence why I've had like 3 different sit-down reading sessions with it, and I'm only at 10%, but I'll find out, let you know. Hello. So the end of the week went exactly how I thought it would. As in, you saw me, what, Friday morning? And this is me back Monday morning. Obviously, you saw a little bit of what I did this weekend in between. Had afternoon tea in a library. Very fitting for me, and a very nice end to a, what should we call it, an intense week. Let's go with that, because it wasn't like, it wasn't bad, it wasn't tough, it wasn't long, it was like, it was everything it should have been, but it was just intense. And yeah, predictably didn't do any more reading. No, that's a lie. As I thought I would when I got home last night from my weekend, I did do some more reading. I listened to the rest of Between Us by Barry McFarlane. So I had like bits to unpack here. I've got some laundry going, like bits and pieces to put away and things like that. And so I listened as I did that, and then I listened when I got into bed. And yeah, disappointed in that one. I've not read a Barry McFarlane in a while, but normally she really makes me laugh. And yeah, I just didn't connect with the characters for this one. I'm buddy reading it with Hayley, and I know that she was initially reading it on ebook but then switched to the audio, and she seemed to connect more with the characters having started with the ebook. So I'm just thinking that this one is probably one that's not best on audio, because she wasn't sure about the narrator when she switched as well. But I did it all on audio anyway, because that's how I pre-ordered it. But yeah, it's an interesting one that I'm like, there were some friends and some things happened to them, and that's my kind of summary of the book. It didn't speak to me. I didn't connect with it. So it's an interesting one. So I will say that I'm going to go and total up my totals. I have to do that actually, and then come back to you with a wrap up. And yeah, I know off the top of my head, I read that one, I read the Lisa Jewell, I read the Judy Blume, and I read the Life-Changing Magic of Not Giving a Fuck. I read 10% of Further Confessions of a 40-something fuck up, and I read almost all of The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, but I only read, those are 2 incomplete ones, so they don't count. So I think it's only 4 books read. However, given the fact that I was away all weekend socialising and not reading, and given the fact that it's been the intense week that it's been, I still think that 4 books in what was basically 4 days of reading, because I really didn't read anything Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I suppose I read Sunday, but yeah, that's not too bad. But yeah, I'll come back with a proper wrap up with all the stats when it's not Monday morning and I'm like clutching onto my cup of coffee. It's not even 6 o'clock yet, so let me go do some totals and I'll come back with you later today. So I am back with some stats for you. Forgot the microphone, apologise. So I read 4 books over the week, and the week went just exactly how I thought it would. Lots of reading on the Monday. Literally, I read 2 full books on that Monday. And then very little reading throughout the week with 0 reading at the weekend. But that's how I predicted it would go, so that's fine. So I read on Sunday, basically finished listening to the entirety of Between Us by Vary McFarlane for 436 pages. On Tuesday, I read the entirety of Are You There, God, It's Me, Margaret for 177 pages. On Monday, I read the entirety of None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell for 400 pages, and also the entirety of The Life-Changing Magic of Not Giving a Fuck for 209 pages. So those are the 4 complete books I read. And then sticking on the same theme of the F word, I also read or listened to about 100 pages of The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, which I am still in the process of finishing. Haven't quite finished it. I'm just not loving it as much as the other one. So I'm glad I read the other one first, because I might have got stuck on this one and not finished it. And then I also read at the very start, the very first sort of like 10%-ish of More Confessions of a 40-something Fuck Up by Alexandra Potter, which comes out in August, which I really am enjoying. I haven't read any more since, because the new Christina Lauren came out and I'd pre-ordered that audiobook, so I've been listening to that, but I read about 50 pages of that. So altogether, 4 complete books finished, 2 books started. The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, I was about halfway through. And I'd only read about 10% of More Confessions of a 40-something Fuck Up. So 1,362 pages, which I don't think is bad for a week that was SATs week as a Year 6 teacher, and then was away from being picked up from school at 4 o'clock on the Friday to getting dropped back here at my house at 4 o'clock on the Sunday, and just being completely no reading in that time. So really don't think that's a bad page count. I didn't do any Twitter chats or challenges or anything like that, and obviously this is a fairly short reading vlog, but at least the entire way through I kept my voice, so we're definitely in a better position than we were in January, even though I ended up reading more books in January. But that Bank Holiday Monday was definitely a helping hand to the vlog and to my like May reading in general, because I'd already read 1 or 2 books by the time we hit that 2nd May bank holiday, that was supposed to be a SATs paper. Just drop that in there one more time. I'm still bitter about it. Yeah, I really don't think that's bad, and I enjoyed spending sort of the readathon gave me like permission to just sit and read all day that Monday. Not that I need the permission, but I feel like if I'm doing a readathon, I've got that permission, which is, you know, a thing when you're still in the process of moving house, like just giving yourself a day. It was really nice, and highly recommend the new Lisa Jewell that comes out in July. I will have a review of it up on my blog very soon, because I really did enjoy it. There was something, it felt like, I think her last like couple of thrillers have been so sort of super dark, and this one was definitely dark, but it felt like a little bit more like classic Lisa Jewell with like the thriller aspect to it, and I really enjoyed it, and I had no idea how it was going to end or like who was going to turn out to be evil, you know, everyone. And yeah, I really enjoyed that, and I really enjoyed rereading Are You There, God, It's Me, Margaret, and watching the film. So I mean, we did a book versus movie in this readathon as well, which is really cool. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the vlog. Let me know in the comments if, you know, you preferred this shorter style vlog or if you prefer a longer vlog. I will be back with another video for you very soon. I will leave that book versus movie, as long as I've already posted it, in the end screen for you. If you are not already, please make sure you are subscribed, hit that notification bell, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and I will see you with my next video. Thanks for watching.